Hey, welcome back to Car Spec Garage. Today we are finally doing the 10,000 mile review on the Genesis GV60. Well, it's really probably a little over 10,000, probably 10,300 or so. But anyway, I wanted to go over my likes and dislikes so far at 10,000 miles, or any issues that we might have had. There's been a couple of small things, but nothing at all like compared to what I would have had with Tesla at 10,000 miles as far as fit and finish issues. So why don't we get started? I'll kind of get where the sun's pretty bright, so I maybe try to do it to where you can see me better. But let's get started. So I thought what we would start with is kind of walk around the car, kind of go over everything, and then get inside the car, go over the car there as well from the inside standpoint, and then talk about some of the issues that I've had, and then we'll wrap it up. So this is not going to be a real long video because it's really been pretty much almost a perfect car for 10,000 miles. So let's start with the outside of the car. You know, I don't have PPF or anything like that on this car. I usually do PPF or ceramic coating or something like that, but I really, I get it out this way a little bit better. I really just haven't done anything at all to the car, and, you know, just kind of looking around, you know, I mean, that's bugs right there, but, you know, I really haven't seen anything, that's really damaged the car. And I've had this thing drove it home from Connecticut when I bought it, which was 1,100 miles, and just really it's holding up great from an outside standpoint. I'm gonna definitely rotate the tires today. I did that on the 5,000 mile as well, so I'm gonna do the tires. You know, the tires are wearing evenly and all that. You know, of course, all-wheel drive, it definitely helps out a little bit. Outside, I haven't had any issues at all. Everything's been really good. Nothing's fallen off the car. Nothing has really had any issues at all with the car from the outside standpoint. It's been just really great. Everything's worked fine from the outside. Lights are absolutely love this lighting system. It works great. I have the a Porsche 911. It's got the LED matrix PD whatever plus. It's their high-end matrix thing, and this Genesis is just as good, in my own opinion. So from an outside standpoint, the car is holding up great. No issues at all. I can't really complain. So let's jump inside the car and look around here and inside, and then we'll go over a few of the little issues that I've had with the car, and then go from there. All right, so again, interior is great. No rattles other than what we talked about on the back hatch, and I did that video again. Genesis here in Birmingham, fixed it under warranty, no problems, didn't have to send it anywhere crazy to have it fixed. I called Genesis, they set me an appointment with the Birmingham location, not a problem at all. So people that are worried about warranty repairs and all that, and I've heard horror stories about that with these cars, but again, I haven't seen anything. I mean, the Genesis of Birmingham accepted the car, fixed it, they were excited to get it, first one they've seen, of course, and so yeah, so it was good. Let's talk charging for a minute. That was a part that I wanted to go over. You know, I've taken this car from Connecticut when I bought it to Birmingham on that 1,100 mile trip, and there's also a video on that, so check out the channel there. And you know, what was it, 12, 13, 14 stops, about 12 minutes per stop. I mean, this thing just is a charging beast. Here at home, I mean, I charge it every night, that if I can remember. Sometimes I forget for a couple of days, but again, we're not driving that far during the day, so it hasn't been a problem at all charging it at night and the car being ready. We usually just charge to 80% and nothing over that. I haven't really been on any other long trips, maybe a small trip here or there, and charging with the EA has been okay on this side, on this southern side of the world, I guess, or whatever. But we haven't had any problems at all charging around here at Atlanta. Usually charge in Anniston, get into Atlanta, maybe charge a little bit there, come back, hit Anniston, and then back into Birmingham. And have not had any issues, haven't had to wait, or none of the chargers have been down. They all have been, all of them been actively working, and plus the 350 kilowatt versions of them. This car, again, just charges. So majority of the stuff that we do here is just driving around the city, and it's been great. This car just is a dream to drive. It was kind of funny. My wife, I just got my Porsche, and my wife wanted to drive it today, so we got her in there, and or really I probably forced her to drive it. And she drove it. She goes, "It seems slow." And I went, "Well, what do you mean it seems slow?" She goes, "Well, I drive the Genesis all the time. It's just the Genesis is a lot more zippy around town than the Porsches." I said, "Well, if you put the Porsche into the Sport Plus mode or something like that, it's definitely a lot more zippier than what you're going to get with the Genesis." But I think she kind of nailed it. What she really likes about this Genesis is how zippy it is, getting in and out of places, barely touching the throttle, the thing takes off. And this is just the Advance. It's not even the Performance. And she drives around town. She's always in this car, more than I am. And she absolutely loves it. She keeps her Lexus parked most of the time, so we hardly ever drive that anymore. We are looking at trading that in at some point, maybe getting an EQE SUV from Mercedes. And I need to do a review on the sedan, because they do have the sedan at the dealership right now. So I need to go over there and grab it for the day and review it. But back to the Genesis. Again, the interior's been great. The exterior's been great. I really can't complain. Charging has been fine. Not a problem at all with charging. Not a problem at all with the electronics in the car. I'm not having to reboot computers. The last patch, I think, fixed, definitely fixed the Celsius Fahrenheit changing. That got fixed, and I think it also updated the sound system. And there may have been one other thing it did, but again, just this car has just been great. It's been probably the best EV I've ever owned. All right, inside of the car, the mats are dirty. I do have the Woo EV all-weather mats, and I've done a video for that, and so you can look on the channel and see that. But they've held up great. The seats are great. These are the lighter colors, so if you can see, I just need to clean them. Us getting in and out with blue jeans, it's kind of transferring some of the dye, but it comes right off. I think the dealership coated the inside of the leather with some stuff, so it really comes off fairly quick. Let's see. Looking around, the steering wheel's in great shape for it to be this light color leather. Again, there is a coating on it, so things just wipe right off. The seats inside, same thing, just a little bit of dye transfer from my blue jeans. Gear shifter, or here, this thing rotates fine. Haven't had any problems. Charger has been working just fine. I did put in the CarLink, which one is this? The CarLink kit, the CPC200-CP2A for Apple. And it works great. Occasionally I have to unplug it, plug it back in, but that's really not part of the car. I do have extra cable plugged up. I do wish that these USB ports were maybe somewhere closer up towards the top. So let's see that. So that's the front of the car. Again, excuse me, no issues whatsoever interior wise. Move my wife's jacket, her yoga mats down there. She gets in my car more than I do, I think. But anyway, yeah, everything here has been fine. Very, very comfortable back in the back seats. Seats are, everything's just holding up well in the car. And trunk wise, same thing. Everything's fine. I've got the Woo EV all-weather mat. I got all my other stuff is, that came with the car is in here. The chargers and tire mobility kit, first aid kit, load to vehicle. system to be able to plug things up to the car is working great. The biggest thing that we had problems with from a rattle standpoint, so we'll get into that a little bit while I'm in the back, is if you remember I had a video that that these clips are these alignment, they're not pins but just alignment, plastic alignment tabs or whatever you want to call it here, and then there's a rubber one here. When it gets cold, they kind of contract, and then when the car flexes a little bit while you're driving, they start rattling for some reason. So I brought it in, and they put to Genesis under warranty, and that was here in Birmingham, so I didn't have to take it somewhere that was certified. They said they can fix it under warranty. So they came in and put washers behind this hard plastic alignment piece here. Same thing here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but same thing here. And the rattle completely stopped overnight, and we've had some really, really cold temperatures. So that was probably my major complaint. I've got one more issue with the car, and I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I got a friend of mine that's got a Kia EV6. Yeah, Kia EV6, and he's having the same problem. So it's coming from the back. So when you put the car, like if you're in the garage or in a parking spot and you put it into reverse and you start to back up and you hit the brakes, you're gonna hear like a clicking or some kind of a sound. And then when you put it in drive and you start moving forward and you hit the brakes again, you're gonna hear it again. So literally you can go back and forth, and you'll hear some kind of a clicking sound. I am going to rotate the tire, so I'm gonna look back here and see if anything's loose, any suspension bits or pieces. I'm just not quite sure what it is. I don't know if maybe it's the pads are shifting when the car rolls forward and then the car rolls backwards. I'm just not quite sure, but I do need to get it into the dealership. But I was hoping my buddy Jeremy with his Kia EV6 would have already been in the shop by now, and he would already taken it and figured out what's going on with it, but he just hasn't either. So I think it's kind of, we're holding kind of a holdout to see who goes first. So really again, the only two issues that I've had is that hatch that was fixed under warranty here in Birmingham, Alabama, the Genesis dealership downtown, and then this clicking sound that I've got happening on the wheels going backwards and forwards either way. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but again, I'm going to take the rotate the tire, so I'm going to be able to see what's going on at that point, and I kind of report back. So again, really the car's been in just incredible shape. I've had many electric cars, Tesla I've owned 5 of those, and every one of them by 10,000 miles I was having rattle problems and fit and finish issues, alignment issues, and things like that. This car has just had nothing. I mean, it's literally been a dream driving this car. It's wonderful. So that's the review. Let's wrap it up. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get the tires rotated, and we will talk in the next video. So please like and subscribe. It definitely helps out the channel. Again, I'm trying to build the channel about electric cars. I'm gonna be doing some really cool things on my 911 Porsche. A lot of cool projects there. So if you want to follow that, please do so. I know it's not electric, but I do have a passion for motorsports and definitely, exotic cars and high-end sports cars and things like that. So again, I appreciate it. Again, like, subscribe, ring the bell. And until the next video, have a great day.